So we are going to start binary search. Using recursion. And binary means 2. That means I will divide somehow, I will divide the array into 2 parts, and then I have to check either of them, depends on in which side I have. So the first requirement of the binary search is that the array has to be sorted. So that means if I assume that I have an array something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Suppose I have an array something like this. This data set is stored in an array in this same order. Now, and if I ask you that, tell me where exactly, where 2 present. So basically what binary search algorithm does, the binary search algorithm first find what is the middle location of the whole data set. And since this data, the idea is that since this data set is actually already sorted, that means if I find the middle position, for example, the middle location right now over here, and if I see that the data that I am searching that is lesser than the middle location value, that means it is for sure the data is not present somewhere over here. Data must be present somewhere in between this part, right? And maybe it happened in opposite scenario also. For example, if I try to search 8, in that case, the value is greater than the value present in the middle position. In that case, I can sure that okay, the value up to 0 to 5, this part, in this particular part, what I am trying to search is not present. Whatever present over in this side. So basically what you are doing, you have a search space something like this. Suppose initially you have search space from here to here. You found this middle and you realize that whatever data you are searching is present in this particular part, in this part only. So what you are doing, you are minimizing your search space from the whole space to up to this part. Then you are again finding the the middle one, and then you are checking again whether the value that you are searching is greater than the value present in this middle one or not. And suppose you found that the value is greater than the middle one, new middle. So that means you can be sure that whatever data present over here, the data is not present in this side. The data must be present in this particular part. So that means you are minimizing the search space more by like this. And again you will find the middle one. And in this way, basically what you are doing, you are minimizing the search space more and more to ultimately get the particular element. Right. So that means if I write the steps of the binary search, what we can say? Let's erase this one. Okay, I can write over here also. The first one, the first step, find the middle one. Middle position, suppose M, stored in M. And what is the checking? That if the array of M is equal to the searched value, then found, then no issue. But if it is not true, that means in else part, what I can do? I have to write something so that my search space is minimized to half part. Now see, I told you that I started from a situation something like A of L comma U, where L is nothing but the index of the minimum index where the first data is present, and U is nothing but the maximum index where the last data is present. So your data set, you are logically, actually defining within this boundary L to U. And since, physical deletion of other part of the data is not possible, so basically what we will do, initially L was here and U was here. Now, due to this scenario, L will be here and new U will be this one, right? For example, for the next scenario, what was there? It was something like this, right? So that means now U remains same thing and new L become like this. So basically, you are adjusting your L and U somehow to minimize the search space logically and find the data finally. So now to do this, you see, since it is I have to do using recursion, that means I can call the same function where I am writing these steps over here. For example, if I consider that the name of the function is, say, the name of the function, suppose, let's write as a B search with this A, L and U. These are very important, right? So I can call this B search algorithm again from here. That means this is the first clone of the B search algorithm that I am writing, and when this B search will be called again, that means a second clone is going to be called, right? And what will happen here, you see, this is the array name A, so I have to keep the same array name. That is not a problem. But you see, I have to adjust this L and U. Now, it depends on what? It depends on whether A of M is greater than S or A of M is lesser than S. Which one among these two? Depends on either I have to adjust L or I have to adjust U. That means here I should not have a blind call. Here I must have a criteria in this else part. That let's see, else if you can say that A of M is greater than S. If A of M is greater than S, that means what? See, let's write in an opposite way so that I think, and it will be much more understandable for you. If S is lesser than A of M, same thing I have written, but in different way. I mean, the value that I am searching is lesser than A of M. If it is lesser than A of M, that means it is present in this direction, in this part. So that means I have to adjust the U part because L remains same. That means the binary search function that I will call over here, okay, that must have A over here, fine. And L will remain same, you see. So L remains same. But now U should be adjusted to where? To the data before the middle one. Because I have already checked the value is not present in middle one. So involving the middle value is not making any sense. That's why I am considering now U as M minus 1, the previous position, right? So this is going to call a new binary search function, that means a new clone where the search space, that means this is clone number 1, is busy with this particular total search space. Clone number 2 will be busy with this lesser amount of search space where U has been adjusted by M minus 1, right? Now it may happen in opposite scenario also. For example, suppose this is clone number 2 and you are the clone number 2 is being executed. Okay, and what happened? What happened that the middle location present here, this one, the data present here is not still the value that you are searching. So in that case, this condition will be false. So it will come in else part. So now else is lesser than a of m. S lesser than. Suppose the data S present is somewhere over here. So that means the search value is not lesser than the middle value of this minimized search space. That means this else if will be false also. So I must come in else part. So else means surely the search value is greater than a of m. Now if the search value is greater than a of m, then mean what? So you are minimizing this search space to this part. Now you see, if you compare these two scenery, what's happening? Actually you are keeping this u same, rather you are adjusting this L. That means the new binary
L
B
plus
search
1
that we will call. Sorry. Sorry. Hello. Are you saying something?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what?
A, comma L plus 1, comma M hobe ki?
Yes, it will be A, comma L plus 1 because, sorry, not L plus 1, it should be M plus 1.
Hi, M plus 1
It should be, yes, it should be M plus 1, comma U. Because now you are keeping U as it is, you are adjusting M plus 1, right? And that means this particular function call will basically call one more function, right? And in this way, you see, you are actually minimizing the whole search space. So if I assume that that means now let's take a practical scenario, okay, so that you can realize what's actually happening. Let's try to realize with a situation, something like okay, do one thing. Let's write a code for this so that we can understand that what's happening. Okay, so let's keep this particular slide as it is, and let's go back to the programming part. Okay, so I will write program in Turbo C++ environment. I hope the screen is visible to all of you. So now I will basically use a new program where forget about the code that is written over here. And suppose this is function, and what is my job? I have to do a binary search, right? So that means, say I will start with an array A with having say 10 elements, okay, and then if anything required, I will use that accordingly, okay. So from here, basically, I can say that say flag is equal to B search within bracket A, then obviously I should pass the initial values, that is 0, 0, 9, because this 0, 9 is the, it's actually representing the whole search space. That is 0 is actually L and 9 is actually U. And why I have kept this flag, it is actually representing that whether data is found or not. Because if the data is found, then flag will become say 1. and if data is not found, that mean flag should be 0, because it may happen that you are trying to search and flag is not, I mean data is not present. It may happen also, right? So you have to capture, you have to capture that situation in your program also, right? So let's write flag equal to initialize flag equal to 0. So if somehow I find the data, I must return 1 to this flag, right? And then obviously I can write that if flag equal to 1 equal to say equal to 1, printf data is present, and if else means surely flag is not 1, that means flag remains 0. So printf data not found okay, and then maybe I will have a get ch. And you see, ultimately here basically I will write the program for binary search. Now tell me one thing, what should be the return type of binary search? What I can find? It should be
These
integer,
are
right? Because it is going to return something. So it should be integer. Int, then b search, and since I have 3 parameters over there, that means one is an array, int a, something like that, and int low l, and say int say u, sorry, int u, it's representing this scenery. Now see what I will do. The first thing that I will do basically, okay, by the way, one thing I forgot, that I must store some data over here. So for time being, just is a learning situation, since it is a learning purpose, that's why I am doing it in a hard code. Hard code means I will write directly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
Sir, what are we searching? Like there is no element to search. We're not passing any element.
That I will do one by one. I forgot that. So these are 2 data, and suppose you are trying, I have to find out here. I have to printf sorry, enter data to search. Okay, and then I will scan that. %d ampersand, say s, and I have to use s over here, that's why. Okay, so ampersand s, and this s I must pass also over here, so that I can let them understand what I want to search. Oh, sorry, it should be scanf. By my typing mistake.
I guess we are returning the 1. When we found that data, we will return 1.
No,
so that
not,
we may find that, yeah, if we find that data, we'll just write a statement that if data equal data find, then return 1.
Okay, let's see.
It will be but just in the if.
No, but in binary search, we actually return the middle point. So
yeah, but I here we are just checking that is it present or not in the array.
Okay, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's see what's actually happening. Let's try to analyze why this problem is happening. You see, let's come here and let's erase this part. The prerequisite for a data binary search is that array has to be sorted.
তাহলে
Okay?
স্যার আগে একটা সর্টিং এর ইয়ে রান করানো যায় না, মানে যদি মানে ইউজার ইনপুট হয়।
If the data is not in sorted order, that in that case you first sort the data, then you can search. But and that is a you can say a sort of drawback, because for searching a data you need a sorting. But this is one of the method, that's why we are learning. Second point is that when we have the binary search in some application, we will expect that the data will come in sorted order. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 then 6 7 8 9 10 11. So these are suppose data I have and I want to search say 5, which is basically absent over here. So basically this is your L and this is your U. L is 0 and U is 9, right? First time 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, yes, 0 to 9. So in this way the starts. So what you're in the first state, I mean at the that means the main function has called this binary search function with this array A 0, 9, the value that is 5 that I want to search. This is S. And what is the middle value that I will find out? Tell me. 0 plus 9 by 2, that means 4, right? So 4 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere over here. This location will be the middle one. Now, you see, A of M, that is 6, is not same as what I am searching. So this particular condition fail. Now, is S lesser than M? S that I am searching 5 is lesser than this 6, right? That means what will happen? This I will have a new binary search called A L M minus 1. That means this will call one more binary search having A, L remains same, L remains 0. Now U become M minus 1. So what was M? 4. So U become 3. Right? And then 5. 5 is the value that I am searching. So that means now your U become somewhere over here. Right? U become somewhere over here. And this is nothing but the value is 3. So that means now what will happen? Again the same occurrence will start for this binary search part, this particular clone. So the first thing is that middle position will be found out. Now what is the new middle? New middle is 0 plus 3 by 2. That means 1. Right. So that means this one is a new middle. And you see this A of middle is not at all equal to the value that you are searching. Right. So that means what will happen? This particular condition will again fail for the new binary search function, new clone. So let's come here. Is S lesser than A of M? S is 5, A of M is 2. So obviously phi lesser than a of 2 is not true. That means it will come in else part surely. That means whatever data I'm searching must be greater than the value of the middle that is in this part. So that means according to this logic, what happened? This will call one more clone BS having A, and now you see this L is being adjusted by M plus 1. So now your new L will be 3, right? That means new L will become 3. Now whatever L was here, your new L will be like this, somewhere over here. That is, sorry, 2, not 3, it's 2. And U remains same as it was. So U remains same. And the value that I am searching remains same. So this is your now new L and this is your U. Right. Now, this particular binary search function will do the same thing. So this binary search will do what? Will basically find the middle one first, middle location. Now blindly say, what is the new middle? Middle is 2, 2 plus 3 by 2. 2 plus 3 means 5. 5 by 2 means 2. That means middle is also 2. That means whatever I am thinking as the low L is M also. According to this logic, right? And you see, A of M is not still equal to search value, that is 5. Because A of M, right now A of M is 3. Right. So that means what's happening? This particular condition will again fail for this new binary search clone function. So let's come here. Is S lesser than A of M? What is A of M? A of M means 3 and S is 5. So 5 lesser than 3. Again fail for this clone also. So that means obviously it will come in else part because 5 is greater than 3. That means the algorithm is thinking that whatever data is present somewhere in the other side of the array. Right. So if you consider the other side of the array, in case of binary calling this binary new binary search clone, what will happen? It will call a binary search A with again L will be adjusted by M plus 1 because at coming in else part. So now L will become what? M is 2 and L will become 2. That means L will become 2 plus 1, that is 3. Right? L will become 3. Fine. And U remains same. So U remains same as 3. And the value that I am searching remains 5. Now see, now L and U basically pointing to the same location. I have only one part. Still, you see, I have only one data. It may happen that the data is present over here. The algorithm is thinking. So what this algorithm will do? A new binary search clone will get called. And when this will get called, this will basically find first the middle one. What is middle one? See, U is 3, L is also 3. That means middle is 3 plus 3 by 2. That means obviously 3. Whatever first, that is also last. That means that is middle also. Right? Something like that. So middle is 3. Now A of M is lesser than equal to 5? No. A of M is not equal to 5. Again this part failed. S lesser than A of M true? No. S is 5, A of M is 4 right now. So they are not same. Again it will fail. So again in else part it will come. So now, I'm sorry. Now this binary search function will call one more binary search function, a clone having A. Now again, since you come in else part, this U L will be adjusted by M plus 1. So your new L should be 4 because M was 3 and U remains same. So you remain 3 and 5 is the search value. Now see this situation is totally unfavorable, because if you have a data set and if I tell you that the lower index holded by L and upper index holded by U, then L can never be greater than U. Right? It is not possible. But in this situation, you see, this is my L and this become my U. So basically, you can say that after lot of adjusting this L and U, this L and U actually crossed each other, which is not expected. You know why they crossed each other? The reason is that this 5 is not even present in the array. That mean I should not, continue doing this. Right? That mean calling, this second part, the whole thing should be within a particular criteria. What is the criteria? Criteria is L should be lesser than U or lesser than equal to. If it is L greater than U, then I should not continue more. Right? So that means you can say, if I write the code over here, I must write all this thing that if, let's write it here, L is less than equal to U, then only you can say I can have a call something like this. So that means in this case, since I have kept this particular criteria, that means what will happen? If you find this one, that else, in the else part, basically I will directly return 0. That's all. Because nothing to basically work with. Okay. So you start writing anyway. So just a minute. I have not. Just a minute. Let me write a clear screen over here. And let's see what's happened. Data not found. You see, it is coming. Can you see this? So that is the reason why it is coming data not found. So that means if you don't keep this criteria, then what's happening? Actually, you see, it's happening something like this particular binary search function will start checking for the next binary search again and go on like this, which is not expected, because if I see a situation something like it stops. It should stop. Got my point? True, but if you have more than 2 times, then maybe in some situation it become confusing for the program, that in which one you consider, in which position, because I am assuming that I have only one places, so that if the data is present, it can return the position of the data also. Okay.
আচ্ছা, position return করছে।
Okay. So now tell me, do you have any doubt or question in this part? So I hope this is okay. The program is okay with you. So that means now see, a very interesting thing. So all the programs that so for example, the program that I have written over here is something like a recursive function, right? A recursion. And since I didn't have this one, and that becomes a problem. Since I didn't have the criteria, there was no, I mean, not sort of a stopping criteria was there, and that was the problem, right? Now see, so this is all about the binary search algorithm. Now, if I go back to the problem that we were discussing last class, maybe, for example, okay, let me erase this particular screen. And the problem last day, one problem I have arised that you have a, say, array. You have an array. Some data set is there. Okay, and you have to say sort. You have to not sort actually. You have to find the maximum value from this array. Say 2, 7, 3, 9, 8, 4, 6, 4, 6, 1, something like this. I know that this is maximum one. Now you have to find it this maximum value of an array, not iteratively using recursion. In that case, how we can proceed? What we have seen that we can divide the array into two parts, and let's give this part to one of your friend, and let's give this part to another friend, and this friend will return the maximum of this half part, this friend will return the maximum of the other half part, and then I will check which one is maximum, that will come the maximum. Right. So if you try to code this one, can you help me to do this? For example, let me take one more file. Okay, and if I assume that I have some data, let's write in a hard code, say 2, 4, 7, 1, 1, 9, 3, 8, 6, or something like that. Okay, and this is the data set. So total data is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 data. Now, if I consider a function max, okay, max function having a with 0 to how many data? 3 plus 3, 6, 8. That means 0 to 7. Lower index and upper index. This is about finding maximum one, right? So maximum one will be returned over here. So m will be max, something like that. Okay. So and this function, then I will have a printf. Max value is %d, say m. It's present in m, right? And then get ch. And obviously, it will be better to use CLR-ACR. So max recursion. .c. So now in the max function, first of all, the return type of the max function must be integer because it is returning the maximum value, return max. Then I must have this array A, int say low and int u as it was. Now, you see, as I told you that I will divide the array blindly into two parts and then I will divide and I will go on doing that. But you see, ultimately, I can divide the array into two parts if I have more than one element. Then only, right? That means dividing this max into many other parts must have a criteria, and that's actually the base condition for the recursion. So you must write something like if L is lesser than U, then only you can think to divide it into two parts. That's why you can use say UL plus U by 2. And then what you can do? You can divide into two parts and expect them that they will return the max of the half part from individual part. So that means you can say that say M1 will be equal to the max of the first half part, that is the array A, then L up to M, this is the first half, to your first friend you have given, and to the second friend you have given the array A, which starts from M plus 1 till U. So this is the second part. Right. Now see, this two particular line will basically call the function itself. So the recursive calling is present over here. Max is calling max. That means you have you are a clone and your one more clone is now being created. And what your clone will return? Your both clones will return the maximum value of the half of the first half as well as maximum value of the second half in M1 and M2 respectively. Right. Now what is your job? Your job becomes so easy. So just you have to, because you have to find out the maximum of the whole thing. That means now you will just compare them like this. So if you see that M1 is lesser than M2, let's think in the opposite way. M1 is greater than M2. That means surely you should return this M1 because that is maximum from your whole part. And if you find in a else, that means M2 is greater than M1, that means you should return M2 as a whole part. That's all. Right. So in this way, what actually you are doing? You are doing problem, you are dividing into many sub-problems, and you are collecting those sub-problems from there, and ultimately you are getting the maximum value. If you run this code, let's write the function prototype over here. So let's write the function prototype here. So if we write the code for this, let's see, sure. There was some problem. Int M. Second thing is that I think here also. Int M, M1, M2. M2. Right. So all these things will be there. The maximum value is 7. Is it 7? No, it is 9. Let's see what happened. L plus U by 2 returning 1. Okay, let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 0 to 7 I have passed here. When it's L and it's U, L is lesser than U, yes. So the middle one you have found from the first half, 0 to the first middle, L to M, M1, and other part is A to M plus 1 to U, then M1, if M1 is greater than M2, then return M1, else return M2. And whenever L is the control return, that's not a problem. So let's analyze it. 24917386. Okay. So the data is 24917386, right? That was the data, I think. Sorry.
স্যার
Yes.
বলছি এমটা তো স্যার পজিশন না, পজিশন অফ অ্যারে।
Yes. Position of array. Middle position.
তাহলে স্যার ওখানে স্যার প্রিন্ট করেছেন যেটা ওই যে
Oh, no, not middle position. It's maximum value.
ও আচ্ছা
Because m is here, m is equal to L plus U by 2. Then ultimately you are dividing this m, you are using this m because you want to divide, then you are expecting your result will come in M1 and in M2. Then if M1 is lesser than M2, greater than M2, then you are returning M1 or returning M2. So finally this max function returning the maximum value. So this maximum value is returned in M. Right. So that is not a problem. Okay, let's analyze it. So 24917386. So what happened? Let's see. So this is your initial L. This is your U. So that means you have a max function A with 0,7. This one is calling. Now L is lesser than U. You see, L is lesser than U. That means now M is what? 0 plus 7 by 2 means 3. So 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3. This one. Right. So that means a new M function will be gets called having 0 to M. That is 0 to 3. Right. And you see, as soon as there is a function call over here, it will jump to the function. So all the part paused, that means calling the other part is not still done. It came in the function. Now this is your the 0, 1, 2, 3. So in this particular part, this is U. Right. So if this is U, that means L plus U by 2, that means 0, L is lesser than U again, still in this part. So 0 plus 3 by 2, that means M now equal to 1. So this is your M right now. So if it is M, that means you will divide into two parts. in these two parts. That means it will have a division 0, 1, sorry, A, then 0, then 1, right? A, 0, 1. And then it will divide M, A, 0, 0, right? So only one value. Since only one value, that means L become equal to U. So now control will return back, right? Okay. So I think here I have found this problem. That means when this problem L is not lesser than U, at that time, that is itself M. Max is this one. Okay, fine. So do one thing. L is lesser than U is violated means what? L and U are actually pointing to the same location. Then only it can violate. That means as a max, it should return as a max, maybe it should return A of L or maybe A of U, because ultimately both are same, because I have the only one value in the element and that is will be the obviously maximum one, right? So I have written A of L. Now let's see, is it? Yes, now it is coming. Have you got my point? Why it has been done? The reason is that you see here, since just a minute, since now this is 0, 0 and previously if L is not lesser than U, then what to do is not defined. That's why at the end, when the return starts, the data that was returned was not correct. That's why the problem was occurring. But now I'm saying that return A of 0. So whatever data that is maximum one, that is being returned. Now after returning here, it is calling the second part, MA1, 1. And again one value, returning the same thing. And then this function is comparing among 0 and 1. And whatever maximum is being returned over here, then these parts start calling. So have you understood? I mean, this is not 1, this should be 2, 2, 3, like this. So again from here to here, then after returning back here to here, then returning back, this one will compare the result from this part and this part. That is M0, 2, 2, and here it is M0, 3, 3, right? And whatever maximum will be returned over here. Something like this. And in this way, then after returning back from both ends, it will compare the data and whatever maximum will come here. And then it will start calling this right hand side. And then maybe this side will have a lot of trees, something like this part. So I think now you can understand how actually recursive function call. By the way, one thing, this particular thing that I have drawn over here is called recursion tree. Okay, so the tree by which we actually pictorially represent the recursive call and returning strategy of some particular function, we actually define by recursion tree. Okay, so that's why the recursion tree of this particular code will be something like that, what you have seen. Okay, so anyway, so we can stop the class over here for today. So next day we will go for many other complex program on recursion. Okay.